Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for yet another Christmas top 10 countdown, we're going to be looking at Takara and crossover exclusives. That's right, as I've said in the other previous videos, we have been totally spoilt this year by Hasbro, by Takara, by crossovers, by absolutely everything, and I didn't think it would be fair just yet to do a total one because there's so many good figures. There will be a total one towards the end of the week, but I think at the moment I need to break it down into these categories because exactly that, we've just been so spoiled. So as always, I'm going to start off with two special mentions, and the two special mentions first and foremost is the Party Wallop van. Yeah, so these are Takara exclusives and the crossovers in this particular one. Just again, saw it, didn't even see it come in. I think what makes this more special is the fact that you don't have to buy 5 or 6 of them. You know, you can just literally have the one, change the bandanas, etc., and just change the belt. The only reason I didn't place this higher is because for me it was just a little too chunky, and for me on mine, so perhaps I'm being a little bit skewed, the transformation just wasn't the greatest. I think I've got a bad copy, you know, I really struggled to get some of the things in, but I think overall as a figure, something to look at and something that I think is just a great idea. This had to have at least one special mention. And then the next one as well, funny enough, is a sort of like a crossover, but it was the Takara exclusive, and that is Lunar Convoy, or Lunar Prime as he's known, but Lunar Convoy, because again, if you didn't know, Convoy is Optimus Prime in Japan. This is just a genius bit of kit, completely original, and I really liked it. It just surprised me how good it is. You can obviously tell it's Optimus by the head sculpt. I love the way that it just seems, again, anything can work. You put Transformers on anything, because of course they can transform into the vehicle, into whatever it is, and it just really does work. Let me pop that down there. Let me just make sure we've got this right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yes, perfect. So I've cheated as well. I've put a couple of figures as one entry, and that's purely because they came in sets. And normally I don't do this, but I have had to do it with this because there's just been too many. Now there is a Soundwave figure with this. This is number 10. This was Dramatic Capture Nemesis at the Bridge. Now there is a Soundwave as well, but I obviously don't have 3 arms. But the Megatron, I know this mold has been absolutely panned, absolutely used. You know, this is getting as useful as a Seeker mold, to be fair, but the Dramatic Capture Megatron, hopefully you can tell it's silver. It's beautiful. The Shockwave is exactly the colour that I want my Shockwave to be. I love the comic one, don't get me wrong, but I also think this one is better just because it's the G1 Shockwave colours. And of course the Soundwave, before we had the Legacy United version, was the Netflix one. It did transform into the cassette, and to be honest, it's probably the best of the 3 because of the extra paint apps. So in at number 10 is Dramatic Capture Nemesis at the Bridge. Came with the throne, came with all Soundwave's minions, well, not all of his minions, but a couple of the minions as well. So a great figure, and indeed a great set. And I've been talking a lot about Dramatic Captures over the last couple of days, people messaging and where to get them from. In the UK, guys, we get them from in-demand stores, and that's where I've been getting mine from. So again, if you want to jump on the bandwagon with them because they're so good, and there's some more Dramatic Capture coming up in this particular countdown as well. Right, next one. This guy could have gone higher. He could have gone higher because it was, again, I think the missing link, I think Takara, I think Japanese figures just absolutely nailed it this year. Even though, as I say, I think that perhaps this colour scheme, I like this colour scheme. It's weird. This guy perhaps could have gone higher, but I've got to go with nostalgia. I've got to go with the fact that, of course, the original I am going to think is better. But this whole colour scheme, this whole concept, this whole idea, the translucent, transparent, I think is the correct word. It's just a great figure, and I know that it's going to be tough because I imagine we're going to get at least 3 or 4 more uses of this particular mold, so these guys are going to be probably pretty high up in next year's chart as well. But Missing Link in general was probably the standout toy line for loads of reasons, for older people like me with the nostalgic factor, but because he's not Optimus Prime, I had to put him in somewhere sort of separate, if you know what I mean. So I've put him in just after the Dramatic Capture, in all honesty. Next one is Super Starscream, or of course people can call him Thundercracker. This again was a Takara exclusive, using the Armada Voyager class mold, but much better. Loads better tolerances, no loose limbs flopping around all over the place, and just a colour scheme that just works. Again, I really love the Thundercracker colour. I know it's not Thundercracker, but it's sort of like his colour, and for me it's just beautiful, and it just really works for me. And again, just I love the fact that we've got the choice. I keep saying this, I love the fact that we've got so many different choices of figures, of characters that we can keep buying. So that's why he is definitely there. Right, I didn't get all of them. I've only got one of these particular sets. So Takara did their Beast Wars Versus sets, and this guy Ghost Starscream came with Waspinator, which is okay. Waspinator's okay. The paint apps on Waspinator are a load better, but that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The plastic on it is great. I pretty much keep him in this mode, to be fair, because I like to use him for a lot of comparisons at this sort of size, and it's just nice to have. And I say this, you know, tongue-in-cheek, but it's just really nice to have a clear plastic figure that I have no issues with transforming, playing around with, and being worried or petrified even that I'm going to snap or break him like some of the older figures. But yeah, Ghost Starscream in a new mould, just stunning. Absolutely love it. And he came as part of the Beast Wars Versus with Waspinator. And to be honest, I may go into looking at getting the rest of them because they have got such superior paint apps, but I've only got the Starscream and Waspinator one, so that's why he is there. Right, moving on. This is 4, 3, 2, 1, number 6. This again is a joint. I've only got 2 hands though. I was going to put this much higher, but then I remembered a few other figures. This guy, again, dramatic capture. This is called Autobot Headquarters. He came with a Jazz as well, which funnily enough is it this one? It's the one. No, it's not that one. That's the 5-pack. He came with the Jazz, which had all the best bits of the 5-pack, so the extra wheel bits, trims, and the clear windows like the 86. So again, what they did was they just took some existing figures, give them some slightly better paint apps. That's your Earthrise mould in the G1 cartoon colours. Why aren't the cans out? Just amazing. It's just a shame this didn't come out a year before, because of course we had the Studio Series Commander class come out. But yeah, I know loads of people said that. I completely agree with you guys, but that's a brilliant version of Nemesis. And of course the mainframe redeco of exactly that, of the Teletran one. The color scheme is perfect. It's just beautiful. It's such a great homage to the original Generation 1 Action Master. But they did come as a set, so as I say, it made it a bit easier for me, cheating a little bit, but to put them as a particular set. So we had Nemesis, Autobot Headquarters, there's Dramatic Capture Autobot Headquarters, and of course we already know there's definitely Dramatic Capture Triple Takeover coming early next year. Right, this one's a strange one because I've still not even done the video on him, but it's again just Takara doing their thing, getting one of the main figures and just not oversizing him, what's the word I'm after? Upscaling him, making him a bit better, give him a few more gimmicks. I will get the video done on this soon, guys. I've had a little bit of a play with him. It is a brilliant figure. This is, I suppose, their version of, if you remember the Takara Tomy Giant Optimus Primal from the year before, where it had all the extra gimmicks. This is exactly the same, and it's just a great figure. So he was in at number 5. But I will get the video on that very soon. We're into the top 4. Some of these are going to be pretty obvious. I think you can see a few of them behind me, to be fair. But at number 4, and this also would include Cliff Jumper, it is Missing Link Bumblebee. This surprised me even more than I thought it would when I got it in hand, because I know it sounds sort of silly. I didn't realise he had wrist rotation. I didn't realise the transformation process was that teeny bit more complex than what I thought it would be, with all these extra hinges going on in the shoulders. Yes, it's a pain that the head doesn't go all the way in. That is a bit of a pain. However, you can spin it round. You've got all these extra bits that you can do on it. It's just crazy. It is crazy. Missing Link is... It's gonna be my most anticipated toy line, I think, from now on. Just seeing what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. Right, number 3. I completely forgot about this guy until a minute or two ago, because I was looking at all the Optimus Primes, and again, the next 3 for me are all going to come down to nostalgia. Whether you think they're the best figures or not, loads of people will probably disagree with the fact that yes, this is a bog standard Generation 1 Optimus Prime cab. But I don't care. It's in the cartoon colours. And I think this sort of revitalised that toy line that we all thought. I thought it pretty much died on its head. You know, we didn't have any since the last Insecticon. Since that, we had him. We know that we've obviously had Bombshell and Ramhorn. And of course, it looks like we're going to get a few more now. So because of this guy, because of I think how well he sold, because of the fact that he just appeals to old timers like me and loads of other people, and even people who wanted to get or experience their first Generation 1 Optimus Prime, they've now got the choice of getting their Generation 1 Optimus Prime in the cartoon colours. So just a brilliant, brilliant idea. And indeed, it's just, again, quite special for me to look at it and hold it and think, I wished he'd have looked like that when I was a kid, but still more than happy with this. Right, top two then. So the one, again, nostalgia for one, nostalgia for both, to be fair, even though one of them's never been a toy before. And that means that, of course, number two is going to be Knight Rider. Agent Knight, got to be. Just, I think I've on this channel, I do a live stream every month, and the amount of times that we've talked crossovers and the amount of times we've said we need a Knight Rider, and then we get one, and then do you know what, it absolutely delivers in every aspect. I obviously had the real privilege of being able to get this guy in hands really early, do the transformation, have a play around with him, and you know, it's just a brilliant figure. It's so much fun. I love it, you know, even down to the detail of him having blue jeans as in a robot mode. It's just so clever. So that had to be number two. And then there's no prizes for guessing. You're all going to guess what this is. This could have been two figures. I'm just going to show you the one, but it had to be, just because mind-blowing. So mind-blowing. Similar to the fact that this guy obviously is amazing because he's in the right colors. This guy, just because the fact that you can do the poses, the bends, the transformation is slightly different. And it was something that, you know, we thought at first it's a hoax, it's not going to be real, etc, etc. And of course it well and truly is. We've got three versions of this particular cab. We've got two mini bots, we've got two, you know, Sunstreaker and Cord, and I expect to spin out soon and whatever else as well. I'm really excited to see where this toy line goes. It had to be, for the Takara exclusives of the year, it just had to be Missing Link Convoy, Missing Link Prime, whatever you want to call him. Just every child's dream of an Optimus Prime figure, and that's exactly what he is. So there you go. This concludes another top 10. Loads more to go, guys. Hope you're enjoying these. Hope you're enjoying your time off. Hope you're enjoying spending time with your family, etc. Take care as always, and I'll catch up with you soon.